Yo, what's up guys, DemiGodReviews here, and on today's review, we are reviewing Sea of Thieves for the Xbox One. So make sure you grab your pirate hats, make sure you grab your hook, and make sure you get your map for that booty, and let's get started. Cue the music. That's right folks, the open world pirate adventure game by Rare, Sea of Thieves, is finally launched for Xbox and PC via Windows 10 and Xbox Play Anywhere. Sea of Thieves is an open world multiplayer pirate title that sets you on the horizons of a vast and broad open sea, either by yourself or with friends, to find booty, solve riddles, slay skeletons, capture animals, get into pirate battles, upgrade your ship and pirate, discover secrets, get sunken treasure from old ships, play musical instruments, or get drunk and have a grand time in Sea of Thieves. Now see, as I was playing through Sea of Thieves, I happened to notice that this is a fresh take on a genre where you don't see many devs taking a chance on this. Outside of the upcoming Skull and Bones by Ubisoft, Sea of Thieves was a fresh take on an open world multiplayer kind of title. Sea of Thieves takes chances. It has a couple of pros that continue to draw me in as I continue to play this game. You don't really see many devs taking chance on pirate titles. Outside of World of Ships, is not really that many in the upcoming Skull and Crossbones. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the pros. My first pro for Sea of Thieves is that I love the graphics and art style of this game. It's both cartoony and beautiful at the same time. It's bright, vibrant, the landscapes look beautiful to see, the water looks amazing, and action, the vegetation on land looks good. The characters, depending on how you look, also close to the real life pirate that you choose to be. Both either being gritty and disgusting from the start or being dressed down and awesome later on. The graphics and art style are one of my favorite things about Sea of Thieves. It's definitely a pro for me. Next pro for Sea of Thieves is that I do like the weather effects in this game. If it's cloudy and stormy, the waves are crashing left and right and your boat is consistently being flooded with water and taking damage if you're on sea for too long. If it's bright and sunny, it's smooth sailing and being able to see the reef, fish, and whatever else you may see in the water ahead. Even at nighttime when the moon reflects on the water, lighting up the path for you. There's moments of both non-stop raining, a beautiful sunny day, sunsets, moonlights, and cloudy days. The weather in Sea of Thieves is cool. It's a pro for me. My next pro for Sea of Thieves is that the PvP for this game, the ship battles are intense, crazy, frantic, and fun. In Sea of Thieves, anything can happen from intentional sabotage, all-out naval warfare between multiple ships at once, or even just a sloop facing a sloop. You can be a sloop facing another sloop, vessel against another vessel, or even multiple variants going on. The naval combat in Sea of Thieves is fun and practically one of the better things that holds up Sea of Thieves when it happens. It's definitely a pro for me. My next pro for Sea of Thieves is that I enjoy the way you go about treasure hunting in this game. You can find a message in a bottle which will take you through a couple of places or be on the same island. You randomly find some shiny loot on the smallest of islands. You can go about getting requests from the gold hoarders which can get you some epic hauls and loot the further you progress with that company, or even in sailing you can find a legendary sunken ship that can have some bigger and rarer hauls from the company itself. It's a cool aspect in the game and it's definitely a pro for me. My next and last pro is that Sea of Thieves is just generally both fun and goofy and best to experience with friends. The game has moments where you can go into a drunken spur, playing horrible notes on your musical instruments, stumbling around and getting too drunk forces you to throw up, which you and friends can do back to back for an insanely funny time. Also, other little goofy things you can do is being shot out of a cannon and always overfiring and have your friends misfire for you. It's just a good time, the game is fun and just best played with friends. It's a pro for me. Now as I was playing through Sea of Thieves and really enjoying myself with what the things presented before me was doing, I got deeper into the game and really played it and really put time into it and noticed that it's a lot of things this game lacks. While I did find it fun and while I did find it original and new, Sea of Thieves really presents itself in a manner where once the dream wears off, it begins to lack a lot of things. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the cons. My first con for Sea of Thieves is that the game has no content and forces you to do the same three things over and over to reach an end game that may not be worth it. Firstly, to level up your companies, you have to go on voyages which consist of you finding treasure, collecting animals, or collecting bounty skulls. You do this repeatedly until you're maxed out enough company-wise to see what's behind the door of pirate legends. Sea of Thieves basically force you to do this constantly even you stumbling upon something to where you hit a point to where you finally achieve something. It's a huge disappointment. It's a con for me. My next con for Sea of Thieves is that there's no true progression system within the game. For what I mentioned in my first con, you do the voyages which earn you gold, and then everything else you do unlocks cosmetic items and nothing that really perks up your character stat-wise or anything RPG-ish to the fold. While your characters look cool later on, you're basically forced to play until you have enough to buy those overpriced pair of pants or those overpriced jackets or compasses. It loses its luster after a while. It's definitely a con for me. My next con is that if you never really got the chance to play the beta, or even when the beta was here, the game never really teaches you anything. There's no tutorial system for new players, there's nothing to teach players where to go or sometimes what to do. I understand the Sea of Thieves is intended to be your own adventure, you learning brand new, but not having a tutorial system on being able what to do in certain situations really doesn't help. For a good chunk of the game, I had to look to online guides and message boards to understand what certain mechanics do. It's definitely a con for me. My next con is that there is no true character creation system. While we may not see our character half the time, it will be nice at least let us build up how we would want our pirate legend to how we would want to look. Instead, we have to do a roulette system and pick the pirate that we feel is closest to us as possible. I feel that that's a missed opportunity to let people's mindsets go wild and be really dope with what they make. Not all of the procedural generated pirates look like something or someone I played with myself. It's a total and complete missed opportunity to let people be original as possible on Sea of Thieves. My next con is that sometimes the world can be empty on Sea of Thieves. From the times that I played single player to the times that I play with my friends that you see in the clips, the world can either be randomly full with people that you encounter or just sometimes be completely empty. I've traveled to one end of the map to another end and barely encountered anyone. I played a session alone and didn't encounter someone until right when I was about to get off. The moments that you encounter players are weird in Sea of Thieves because it's a moment where you least suspect it or just be on the whim. It's definitely a con for me. And lastly, my last con for Sea of Thieves is that the enemy variety is just the same. A lot of the times you have the same kind of pirate captains afoot while you encounter the horde, which may be all differently colored depending on where you are in the map or the environment. Some may be better at combat while others may shoot, some may just need a light on to damage it, or there's a difference in cosmetics and how some react. The whole time you're playing against them you're fighting skeletons. Some just react differently and have a different approach. It's definitely a con for me. But all in all, Sea of Thieves has some true potential. It has a great graphical art style which is both cartoony and looks damn good in some areas. The weather system is fun to be in when you're sailing, especially when you're in the eye of the storm or even when it's sunny. I do enjoy finding the treasure or solving the riddles get epic loot at all times is cool also. And it's just fun to goof around and get drunk and do whatever it is that you're going to do with your friends in that aspect. However, the true potential of Sea of Thieves dwindles because you're forced to continue going to where there's no content or potential in game. You're leveling up to only buy cosmetic items that do nothing in the long run besides look cool. Also, there's no tutorial system that'll teach you what to do if you're trying to learn this game. And hardly sometimes you'll run into other players or even if you're solo or with others. There's no full character creation system and honestly the enemy variety is lacking. But with that being said, I'll be giving Sea of Thieves for the Xbox One a 2.5 out of 5. Alright guys, that concludes my Sea of Thieves review. Be on the lookout because I have many more reviews coming this week. With tomorrow we're doing Titan Quest for the Xbox One, and that'll have a written review on TakeGN.com. Also, we will be reviewing Devil May Cry HD, Far Cry 5, and I am preparing 2 big reviews of Yakuza 6 and God of War for the PlayStation 4, so be on the lookout for those as well. Go check out my previous review on Hellblade Scene with Sacrifice for the Xbox One. That was a great review. We had a great gameplay session. I did that review on the whim and I enjoyed doing that review, so go check that out. Also, go check out my Let's Play on my DemiGod plays of Hellblade Scene with Sacrifice for the Xbox One. Great time. Everybody was enjoying it. Everybody was tuning into it. It was a fun time, so go check those out. Links to that being in the description box below. Go follow me on my Twitch and Twitter and Instagram. Links to those being in the description box below also. And we will be seeing you on the next video. And until next time, folks, we'll tune in, turn up, and throw down. It's looking like a GG, and I'm out.